Swadikap, that's hello in Thai. My name's Anthony, and welcome to Quantum Finance. A lot of the viewers have requested that I do a follow-up video on Nano Dimension or NNDM. So it was interesting to note that Yoav Stern was recently interviewed by Mehdi Alon on Etoro to discuss about Nano Dimensions as a company and its future. It was interesting to note that Yoav have actually said in his own words that his goal is to add value to shareholders and that the possibility of selling NNDM to generate revenue or returns is part of the creating values for the shareholders. Has NNDM, the hunter, become the hunted? In this video, I will discuss the latest news development of NNDM, who is Yoav Stern, and what I think moving forward. I will also provide you my technical analysis on NNDM stock performance. All I ask of you in return is that you like and share the video to help us grow this channel. If you have not already subscribed, please do so, and while you're at it, hit the alert bell button so you can get my latest video update. Also, if you'd like to get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,850 each, be sure to use my link below in the description to open an account with Webull and deposit $100. So our viewers have received Tesla and Google stocks. Please note that this video is for pure entertainment and educational purpose only. I am not a licensed financial advisor. With that out of the way, let's get right into it. In my prior video on NNDM titled NNDM Short Report Fraud, I did personally have a question about Yoav Stern as to why he has a void in his resume on LinkedIn profile from the period of August 2002 to February 2011. So, in the Etoro interview, Matty asked Yoav Stern to talk about himself and what makes a good CEO. He deflected the question by not talking about himself, but focused on what he thinks makes a good CEO. Yoav Stern went on to talk about his various experience and exposure to different and sophisticated technologies and the fact that he has done over 20 mergers and acquisitions under his belt. He also mentioned that he initially asked to perform a due diligence on Nano Dimensions for the investors and was later asked to join Nano Dimension as its CEO. Yoav went on to discuss that there are 5 constituents that he serves: the investor, customers, employees, suppliers, and community. There are 2 adages to his management style, which is all about communication and loyalty. In summary, you can say that this is how he pushed the companies he managed forward in a straight shooter fashion with no BS. Yoav Stern went on to discuss the 5 stages of growth that he wrote half a year ago for Nano Dimension. In that plan, he did consider the option of selling the company, but has now changed his mind because there's cash on hand, which went from $50 million up to $1.5 billion. They now feel like they can focus and achieve what they set out to do with the available funds. However, Yoav Stern did point out that within his duties to generate returns for investors, selling the company is a way to generate returns. Let's hear what he has to say about this.
We have machines that are working. If we are late or if we don't have enough financing, we could sell the company or we can
go slower.
Right now, we're not going to sell the company because we have enough financing.
Right.
We're really fortunate because of the support we have from our shareholders.
Now, on the same slide, by the way, there is a hint about if you go from stage 1 to 5, you maybe do an exit or sell the company. Is that off the table now because of the capital rise?
First of all, you know the story about the guy that says, I'm not selling.
Yeah,
I'm not
never say no.
No, he says, I'm not selling. How much are you paying? So the selling the company, first of all, we are very well financed now. When I wrote this presentation, it was half a year ago. Mm-hmm. And in half a year, we changed our position from having $50 million in cash to having $1.5 billion. So obviously, selling the company now when we have the ability to maximize value to our shareholder is not necessarily a plan. But I'm a shareholder. I invest my own money. I'm totally focused, other than working with other constituencies, suppliers, customers, employees, to have return. And selling the company is a way to get return. So if you calculate when you have an offer to sell, that the return comparing to the time it will take you to get to that share price is worth selling because the time value, the time factor has a value.
Right.
You sell. I'm not here in order to have work for me personally for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
It may be 10 years, it may be more, but I'm here in order to build an organization which will be valuable. Value can be by share price and can be by somebody who buys you and continues to do and fulfill your vision.
The interview went on to talk about NNDM is not just about a 3D printing company per se, but is a company that is disruptive in the 3D electronic circuit device built by layers and in any shapes and forms. There are no other companies like NNDM in the world at the moment. That's because its technology allows it to print both flexible plastic ink and conductive metal inks. Yoav went on to discuss how he planned to build an AI network and machine learning of Nano Dimension production machines to print on demand on a global scale. Inventory of the designs of the components or products will be stored digitally on the cloud, being centrally located, and are printed as needed and at the place needed anywhere around the world. The target market is the electronics industry. The printed circuit board total addressable market, or TAM, is about $70 billion. If you include all electronics that have PCB or printed circuit board and the subcomponents, the total addressable market is about $250 billion. Yoav estimated that about 15% of the $70 billion, or about $10.5 billion, is NNDM's target market, which is considered the high-end or high-value, high-mix design, but a low-volume item. The clientele in this segment consists of the government and defense, space or aerospace, medical, autonomous EVs, R&D, research institutions, etc. He went on to discuss that offshoring during the 2001 to 2020, where PCB industry have moved to Asia. As to date, about 85% of the world PCB production is concentrated in China, Korea, Taiwan, and Japan. Western companies are now realizing that they need to fix their supply chain as everyone is experiencing the shortages during COVID in 2020, and the fact that US-China trade war that took place. So this actually presents an opportunity for Nano Dimension to grow a niche market to service the high-end or high-value, high-mix design, but low-volume item. Yoav Stern went on to state that besides protecting the IP from copycats, their machine can produce small lots of components, test it, improve it, before sending it for mass production overseas. Also, the fact that their Dragonfly machines is much more environmentally safe than the traditional PCB manufacturing process due to the various chemicals used. Customers can design and print on demand while protecting the IPs or intellectual properties, save time and money. These will come into play in favor of Nano Dimensions moving forward. With regards to acquisition, Yoav Stern stated that it will take time. While performing his due diligence with a European company that has operations in China, he noted that China is now having a high standard and can produce complex and sophisticated components thanks to the EV revolution in China, and that they're steps ahead, well ahead of the Western companies. The issue of Western company is the cost of doing business, and outsourcing to China is a cheaper solution due to working capital and the fact that it saves them money in the short term. Now, this is short-term sighted, but long-term pain for Western companies. Yoav Stern has also discussed that he has spoken to over 150 investing institutions to raise money for NNDM so that he can focus on acquisitions and grow the company. He did state that the merger and acquisition will happen, but it will not happen overnight. He will take his time to make things happen, as he will not be under the pressure to overspend to purchase any companies. The objective is to acquire companies that will be complement to their existing technologies to help them acquire more customers. He discussed that they had created Nano Service with the goal to create a distribution channel for their 3D additive manufacturing machines and to integrate across various industries so that they can have greater access to more customers. Essentially, Yoav Stern is looking for ways to shorten the time to market and to reduce their R&D expenditures. He also talked about the acquisition will also involve acquiring talents, the human capital, and to find companies with other products that can help add values to its target customers. Yoav Stern went on to talk about licensing out their proprietary ink to generate alternative revenue streams. The challenge Nano Dimension faced is the need to educate the traditional electronic circuit manufacturers, as the existing manufacturing process is very complex. New technologies takes time to be accepted and adopted because manufacturers need to ensure that the failure rate is acceptable, yield is high and reliable, cost is competitive, etc. Let's look at its daily chart. It closed at $7.32. It was up 24 cents or 3.4%. This is on a 58% of normal trading volume. Its MACD is flat and way below the zero level. Its RSI is relatively low and close to the oversold territory. Overall, it is in the weak sell territory. Its short-term and intermediate term are bearish. For now, the $7 support level is holding. If we look at the 1-minute day chart, it did dip below the $7 support level today. It did recover toward the market close thanks to the increased volume of the bulls buying the dip. Also, as of today, the $7 support level is now a double strength as it appeared to have fended off the bears. However, it comes on Monday, the question is, will it be strong enough to hold off the bears from crossing over the $7 support level? If that is the case, NNDM could go as low as $5 range, as the next support level is at $5.08. Do note that NNDM is heavily shorted at this moment at 62% of its volume. Could we be seeing a short squeeze sometime next week? I do foresee that NNDM will be under a lot of pressure and that it will trade sideways for a while. I actually do prefer that it trades sideways during this market condition to consolidate and build a strong support level before its next leg up. Based on today's closing price, I'm somewhat encouraged that the probability of upside is slightly higher than the downside. We just need confirmation on Monday, as we all know that the current market condition as of late is very harsh on high-tech, high-growth stock like NNDM. So there you have it. If you like these type of technical analysis along with stock picks with suggested entry and exit point, be sure to check out our patrons by clicking on the link in the description below or in my comment section. Wish everyone much success, and let's go make lots of simulas!